Alright, here we go again. Senna ban Olaf. Well, of course, first, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Akali ban on red side, Akali, Lucian, standard bans on red side, something that we saw. We saw Lucian ban on blue side as well. We've seen him going back and forth. It's just a flex pick, strong on both sides, honestly, you can use it. Lucian has been permanent banned, Akali targeted towards Khan, because obviously Doinby doesn't play it. Rumble banned on blue now. I think Rumble is very, very safe, and Khan feels like he can do more against other champions in the top side. Senna banned this time instead of Misfortune. Maybe the matchup we're going to look at now is going to be Aphelios versus Misfortune. Elise was the ban last time. Elise is going to be banned again here. Aphelios, will it be the first pick for FPX? Now there's no Senna, so maybe he's going to look better, right? Maybe he's going to look better. Aphelios, Misfortune, obvious choice, and we've seen a lot of Jarvan picks on second rotation. Qiyana's open, something I forgot. This is what we changed the ban for on Senna. This is a champion I completely forgot. Qiyana and Misfortune gets locked in. Third slot is open for potentially a top lane pick into two bans. Looks quite satisfying nowadays. Lee Sin for Tian. They are looking to get a W, that's for sure. Nautilus, most likely the obvious choice here. Good with Lee Sin 2v2. Also a good flex pick. FPX are very dangerous with that Nautilus. Should get locked in here again. I don't think there's a reason not to. Morgana, Misfortune doesn't look too juicy, and you deny it from the enemy. So here most likely either you pick a top laner, ban 2. I like that a lot. Maybe you look to pick an Ornn and then ban 2. Ornn honestly I think is very unbalanced, especially with the way games have been playing out. Rumble's also banned now. Mordekaiser is also one of those top lanes that you can do this to, but Mordekaiser also has the option of double flexing. Ornn too, we've seen some Ornn mid lanes. It is this is an owl. On my hat we have an owl, yes. Okay, Mordekaiser, let's see what bans they do for Mordekaiser. I'm quite curious. GP, I think is honestly a fine matchup for Mordekaiser, but GP is still a strong champion. Khan likes it. It's not quite Game Goon, but Khan likes it too. If they can make Khan pick Renekton again, I think they're gonna be all smiley. Nautilus mid lane is definitely a good option here. Thresh ban, and then let's see if they ban Leona. Is Leona the premium support here into Nautilus and Aphelios together with Misfortune? Leona's quite powerful, honestly. Gragas is the ban. That's strange. I think they're just banning Gragas for potential Gragas-Qiyana combos. But Gragas is not something that we've seen being played too much recently. But it's still obviously a very strong champion. Fourth pick should be support. Leona, no problem. Sure, FPX have the option of sending Nautilus mid here and then countering Leona. But with Thresh out, the counters are not that premium. Sure, you can pick Morgana, but it's kind of whatever. Morgana is too weak in the grand scheme of things. Braum is something we've seen a lot, but the difference maker here is, you know, with this Gragas ban, I just don't like it. The Gragas ban, just ban Leona if you want to consider picking Braum. The enemy is not going to pick Braum. Leona into Braum is a very good matchup. I don't like it too much. But this is Nautilus mid, and let's see now what gets picked into top. It's relatively blind. Wow. This is a very straightforward Mordekaiser mid, right? Mordekaiser mid into pick something that is good into Fiora. It is very, very easy. 100% the easiest decision of your life, because Fiora has very polarizing matchups, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if this is a Cassio top. Look how pissed off he is, man. He's out, Cassio top! Yeah! He's ready. Give me that Cassiopeia top. Give me that Cassiopeia top. Or you play the Mordekaiser mid, I play the Cassio top. You want to do that? Okay, let's do that. Whatever you do, don't send the Mordekaiser into the Fiora, please. That's the most important part here. Most important part. I don't want that. I don't want that. I do not want that. So, bottom matchup, I believe the Leona and the Misfortune should win the 2v2 matchup. But as we've seen so far, the 2v2 matchup dominates. Whoever wins the 2v2 matchup is going to impact the bottom more precisely, and this is what matters. This is what matters. Better 2v2 mid wins the game is something that we've learned. So Fiora, Mordekaiser's in top side, Morde against Fiora. Still playable for Mordekaiser, but I think Cassio against Fiora is just completely unplayable. We didn't get to see it, but Doinby killed the ward. He killed the ward somehow. I think we saw Mordekaiser ward and it didn't work. Mordekaiser, please, please, brother, go mid lane. Go mid lane against this. Ooh, 4-man. Leona is committing to the play. Misfortune is committing to the play. They're committing. Khan is deep. Khan is very deep. Leona is punching. Everybody is flashing out. Khan is flashing out. So right now we have 2 flashes. Doinby and Khan's flash, and Khan losing a lot of freaking HP. A lot of HP for the price of a full wave on bottom. So how much can Braum and LWX on Aphelios do with this advantage? It matters. It matters. Especially in a matchup that is definitely good for Misfortune Leona. If we compare the drafts to what we expect later in team fights, honestly, I think ES teamfight composition is just better. I think it comes down to how much value Braum can get, but I think if Mordekaiser even just ults Braum, gets him out of the way, and then ES just makes a nasty combo to deal with the enemy, then I think they're going to win team fights. So FPX here need to look to try to snowball with the 2v2 mid lane. Doinby has no flash, which is such a big deal. I'm still freaking shocked that ES are still going for the Cassio mid and then the Mordekaiser top. I think if they send Mordekaiser mid here into Nautilus, they would have been very happy. Cassio into Fiora, very happy. Sure, Mordekaiser might get ganked in mid lane, might be dangerous, but the same thing can be said for Cassio. Same thing can be said for Cassio. Someone mentioned maybe Cassio is worse against ganks on top, but what kind of gank is going to happen to you if you're playing against Lee Sin Fiora? How do you die to a gank versus Lee Sin Fiora? It's just not possible. Not possible, I think. Doinby no flash, Khan no flash. Kiana now rushing top side. Oh, Wei is already level 3 in the top lane. Khan has no... Ooh, 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 ooh. Very important. Very swingy for such a matchup. Khan will get the TP back, but he has a decent CS advantage. Kill goes to Kiana, so this is not going to shift the matchup too hard. But Khan having no flash is still dangerous. Mordekaiser is going to be relatively safe here in pushing the wave out because Kiana is still staying in the river. Khan needs to respect, and this is a rough position because the map is divided. Khan just needs to wait for the CS to land. Kiana can still gank him. Everything that he does in terms of walking forward here can be considered dangerous. Tian cannot find any dive onto bottom, but FPX's bot lane, they are freezing. But Wink is posturing forward. They have a ward. That is the jump in. Crisp gets the stun on Leona. Leona didn't proc Aftershock. There's the Aftershock now. Heal is on. Heal is on. Xiao C. Very poorly played, honestly. He can survive. He procs his Aftershock way too late. He can proc Aftershock earlier. And he can also flash earlier. He did the worst of all worlds here. He burned all of his summoners and he died. It's quite bad, honestly. Quite bad. Quite awful, if you might ask. Alright, let's continue. FPX with the spy on bottom, stepping into the jungle, something that we saw ES do last game with Thresh and of course the other thing. Kiana has no flash here, but it's a bit too deep for them to commit to anything else. Still spotting out Kiana, gets some deep vision, is still fine. Not a good time to do mountain for everyone that wonders. I don't know, classical music just brings out the British accent in me. And my British accent is quite terrible. Xiao Bai. Still struggling in the matchup. Xiao Bai didn't get a time to base. Khan just kept pressuring. Kiana got spotted. So he made sure that Xiao Bai didn't get to crash the wave in a proper manner. Khan now level 6 against Xiao Bai's level 6. This is definitely a favorable match for Khan, and Khan is one of the best Fioras in the world. So we like it. This time around, of course, he's not playing against the Shy. So him snowballing is going to matter a great deal more. And eventually in this game, 25-minute mark, if Fiora gets to reach that point, then she's going to start to dive more downside. But the biggest difficulty still is they can send Cassio into Fiora, and Cassio destroys Fiora, honestly. Cassio destroys Fiora on side. So what is Fiora gonna do in this game? Especially when you know the other side is a guy who loves Cassio. Flash is back up for Khan. He died for it. Not a big deal. Matchup doesn't change. Kana getting a kill might be annoying for Lee, but all is good and well. Doinb Flash is back up. Let's see if Cryan's neck gets cracked in half now as Nautilus is level 6. Because that's the easiest kill of your life. And now, after FPX managed to get this mid 2v2 prio and they have it into bottom, maybe the game will start to have some action. Wei is in bottom. Braum has flash. He also has W. No big deal. Wink with a very nice trade here on LWX. He just smashed him, man. Look at him. Boom. 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 Beautiful Wink. Recognizing the right target there. LWX walking up too far. Looking to protect his Braum. Braum could have just E'd, and then all is good. So now, Nautilus and Lee, both level 6. It's time to get cracking. It's time to get cracking. It's time to get cracking. If we don't have any fighting in mid here from FPX, then I can already predict that FPX is not going to win Worlds 2020. Because then it means they're losing all of their strengths. Starting Drake here can be a bit questionable, but the first Drake is so low HP, so it's very fast to kill. Seems like they're getting away with it. Alright. Wei is not level 6 yet. That could have been the calling card for FPX to take a fight. Wei wasted a lot of time and bottom didn't get 6. That matters. Here comes Lee Sin. Q. Oh. Oh. Ooh. So here the phase rush is procced and then flash is used and he gets out of range and they're happy with just a flash. Okay, we got the Bramble Vest for Zhao Bai for the matchup against Fiora. Cool, cool, cool. They're pulling the red buff. 2v2 should be in favor of FPX unless Zhao Bai can just ult the Lee Sin and kill him. FPX using the Prior from mid after the Cassiopeia gank to move into here. This looks like classic and standard FPX controlling space with the 2v2 mid lane. Nautilus ult now half off cooldown, Cryan. Let's see if his neck gets cracked. Okay, missing ult from LWX. LWX, what are you doing, buddy? I wonder if Wink could have flashed here. The angle of the Misfortune ult could have been a lot better here. I think LWX should have died. The angle is quite poor, honestly. Wink is just... the ult is very bad, but the sidestep there on the ult from Philios is very juicy, but the Misfortune ult is very bad. Cryan preemptively TPing, but I think this 2v2 is 1. I think this was in a case where Lee was there because they didn't know Lee Sin's position. So I respect this TP. I respect this TP. But I think here Aphelios should have died. And now, oh, Leon is very close to 6. Nautilus is moving in, that's why they heal. Cassio spotted him. Okay. Rift Road. I think it's too soon to say who's top 3 in the LPL. FPX IG has some great games already, but after 2 cities, we're gonna judge that and talk about it in such certainty. I think that's completely unfair. That's just unfathomable. Wei is 6 now, showing on mid lane. Doinb still waiting for his junglers to show up so they can kill this Cassio and start snowballing a little bit. That's the goal of this game here. That's the goal. 2v2 should be in favor of Nautilus Lee as well. They can easily one-shot Qiyana as well. Anything they honestly latch onto will be one-shot. So they just need to get this done as soon as possible. Get a kill on Cassio or just pressure her out hover into bot side, that works too. Right now they're just clearing the wave together. Cassio's respecting. Alright, the wave is gonna crash, and now they're moving into top side. Moving into top side all the way. Taking away a lot of jungle here from Kiana, honestly. Doinbi is hovering into top side, but diving Mordecai is quite difficult, obviously, because he has some tools to get away. But maybe they can look to one-shot him, bounce him around with some power. They're looking to get Fiora ahead as much as possible. This is a big and good timer that we're gonna note. 19 minutes. Using resources to get Fiora ahead. Giving Khan the Khan treatment. Everyone's sharing this money, so it's not that big for Khan. They're also trading this for bottom. Brom and Aphelios, I think, are weaker in this matchup regardless. I think they're happy to break the game, because I think, especially now at 6, they can easily get one-shotted. No cleanse, no flash, no Aphelios. He's definitely going to be in trouble when these ultimates come up. But the difference here is Wink is getting all of the solo gold, and Fiora got to share a lot of it. FPX now are going to just sit in mid with Crisp and on Brom, and LWX on Aphelios, and they can just sit on mid. Very good denial here from FPX on the Kiana XP. She, honestly, her CS numbers are dwindling. They are quite small in comparison to the enemy team. So it's this is a big deal. Oh, cleanses on, but LWX getting cracked in half. Very nice. So if the enemy is gonna feed, then all of that hard work that FPX have put into getting all those camps, and Wake just gets a kill, then it's quite bad, Doinbi with the TP. Zhao Bai just walking away. He's like, what the hell is going on, man? I'm losing 1v1 against fucking... I'm losing 1v1 against him. Like, what's happening to me here? Oh, Doinbi. Chunking. Morde still has ult. So it's cool. Misfortune pushing bottom. He's going to be too late on tempo here with the base of Fiora. They're going to be able to defend this, I believe. Wink is starting to hit it. It's important here when you MF, you hit the turret once, creep once, hit turret once, creep once, because you want to use your passive, the love tap, the first initial hit, to go for it. Do you know the results of the series or reviewing blind? I'm reviewing blind. So now the tricky part for ES is they need to look for potential flanks, to look to dive and to break this mid tower. The next Herald is going to spawn eventually as well. That's going to be a big deal too. First Drake and second Drake was taken. First Drake was taken by FPX, and then second for ES. Completely missed when it happened, honestly. But I believe it happened during the time where the Herald was used on top. I'm not gonna go look for it. I apologize, guys. Mr. Drake. Sorry to offend you. Dragonkin. Kind of just grabbing more and more. How did they get this bottom tower so fast? They just went for it. And ES are not responding. They have the pry on mid, but they're not really walking up. So in the last game that we saw, FPX were definitely more, they were better when it came down to the macro. ES just had the better draft. So as long as, we see some options here for FPX on how to play out the draft, then I still think FPX looks like the better team. When they took the inner turret with doing BTP, they took Inferno. Thank you very much, Retus99. Cool. FPX now, the way LWX is just clearing the wave so far up is not acceptable. ES are taking the prio, but they're not taking the space. It doesn't matter if you take the prio and you don't take the space, because the space is what matters in the end. If you have mid prio, it means that mid prio means that you can take the aggressive path and take control of this space right here. You can take control of this space. That means having prio. And FPX still maintain full control of it because Brom and Aphelios were pushing so far up, and the ES were just not in position to contest it, which means that with this tempo swing, FPX are getting a free bottom tower. Now the question is, the mistake here from FPX is that they are hovering here, when in reality they should be in this position. They should be in this position and be ready to clear, because now maybe ES can chip away at the mid tower a little bit, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. It's relatively healthy still. Khan taking bottom tower is going to continue to push. FPX's mid turret loses a bit of health. Keeping this healthy is very important. I think FPX should have stayed around it and stayed in fog instead of walked up to ward. FPX are walking into mid lane. Fiora still pushing. No one's dealing with it. Mordekaiser is going to be there quite late, and this CS advantage is huge. Why am I watching this? I don't know. If you can't find a reason as to why you're watching it, maybe you should do something better with your time. I'm not here to convince you to watch it. It's important to do things thinking about it. Boom. Considering Mord has ult in all of this and he just gets one shot, it's quite juicy. FPX are very, very relentless in their approach in this game. Very, very relentless. Oh, take a look at this as well. Let's find a timer before when they hovered into bottom, because that was a big deal too. Not negative, by the way. Take it as a compliment. No. I don't take it negative at all. I honestly don't. I'm giving you my genuine advice. You know, if you don't know the reason why you're watching, and you can't find a good reason, maybe there's something better to do with your time. Because I, more than anything, despise wasting time. It drives me crazy. But I can also help you. You know, maybe you're learning something, maybe you enjoyed the game, maybe you enjoyed the voice, maybe there's something there, you know? That could happen too. I didn't take it negative at all, Hidden Shadow 2, don't worry. Don't worry. I hope you don't take my feedback as well as negative, because it wasn't intended this. Okay, so we had the situation. This happened. ES gets some chip damage onto mid. Doinbi was in position to defend the dive, so ES have to walk away. Fiora is pushing top, and Mordekaiser, honestly, maybe should have just stuck to pushing top. He should have continued, because now, you know, FPX here have a better position onto mid lane, and the question is, you know, FPX, did they wait until the mid wave was cleared? Because ES have no return here, no return at all. Very relentless in their approach here. They're just doing everything they can to make sure that Fiora's ahead. And the approach is working. It's working. ES, what did they got out of it was that MF was ahead. They managed to get the Infernal Drake, and that's it. Will it be enough? Who knows? Will Fiora be able to dive Mordekaiser? Very soon. And when that happens, the game changes. But ES should really look to force on this Rift Herald, because the split part of this game is not working. They cannot give up this Rift Herald. And Khan now pushing. FPX now walking up. Ooh, Doinbi with the moves. Protobell to clear the wave and then walk up. You can see now the immaturity of ES is showing. Draft quite even. FPX have an approach to the game, a clear key to victory, and it looks different. Drake is spawning in 0:30. Khan is on the wrong side of the map, meaning that he could be pushing top now in preparation for the Drake, but it's okay, he got the bottom tower, doesn't need to waste TP for the fight, that's cool too. Now for the team fight, Mordekaiser is still relatively strong. Fiora, sure, can maybe one-shot someone and get the heal down, but FPX are winning because of the superior position. Ooh, okay, a bit too dangerous, Tian. So let's take a look here. So the tricky part about fighting in this space here is that you're fighting on the terms of the enemy. Most of the time, they're not gonna cross here. You need to wait for the enemy to really go into this space and contest this space, because if you have an open area and you're fighting here, it's much better for you. Instead, something that looks so pretty here from Doinbi, it's just so difficult to follow up here, because here he goes, he hooks the Leona with Aftershock, and then there's a commitment. The stopwatch comes down from Leona, and then the return damage, because everyone here from ES is in position to go. Xiaobai delivered a Fiora here to get a double kill. Xiaobai was getting rectified. That's crazy. Mordekaiser just dragged Fiora. He's like, help me! I'm right here! And then it's just Fiora kind of saves this fight here. Definitely saved this fight. Crying doing a lot of damage, man. Holy, the miasma is juicy. The miasma is juicy, Crying. Juicy. Is it enough? Is it enough? Oof. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so if you take a look at this fight, once again, doing this mistake, something that you can take away from, you know, something that you can take into your games, is right now, the objective is Drake. In this area where he engaged, is the enemy contesting Drake. Right now the fight is for this space, right? This space that I'm highlighting both on the big map and also the minimap. The fight is over this space, right? This space right here. Right now, FPX are getting extra, which is always good, right? But quite greedy, very greedy. We move on, and now FPX, they are looking for a fight in an area where the enemy team is not necessarily contesting yet. They could have gotten a better fight. Definitely much better fight. Noembi looks to hook the Kiana, which is cool, but then the target here that they're getting is the Leona with the stopwatch, which is not that great. If they wait to fight in this space, it's much better because the enemy team needs to enter you. They need to enter your space, and this is your space. Right now, next to the turret, this is ESC space. This is their space right now, right? ES space is this, and FPX is entering it. And it's very difficult for FPX to follow up on this. And the big deal here is that top lane difference, just funneling all of that shit into Khan works out. The team fight here is just, honestly, Xiao Bai just delivers Fiora into them, and it's very bad. So FPX taking a very bad engage here, honestly, that is saved by Khan. Shaka Khan. And Khan getting so fed here is just Xiao Bai is gonna get dove on side. And this is the moment in the game. This is the moment in the game where they need to start sending Cassiopeia into Fiora. But Cassio used TP. Mother fricker. Cassio used TP. That's not okay. Cassio used TP. Cassio needs to match Fiora. Cassio can win Fiora. How many times are we gonna repeat this? Another one. How fed is Fiora, man? Khan is gonna take Nexus alone. ES cannot pressure any other side of the map as much as Fiora can. Look, it's just taking the blue in front of their face. The best hope for ES right now is to try to force a fight with Mordekaiser at TP, look to pressure Nash. They have a lot of good Nash damage. Leona can maybe tank it for a little bit, and maybe they can look for a fight. 5v5 is their best hope. Look to Mordekaiser ult the Braum, at least you can kill him because he's so freaking behind. You can kill the Braum, but even Braum is difficult to kill. He has MR out of his ass, you know, he has so much MR. So this is definitely an issue for you. If you manage to at least deny Braum from shielding the MF ult and Leona combo, maybe you can win a fight. Still, a lot of strong team fighting tools here from ES. And Cassio burning a TP means he cannot match Fiora. Khan is rushing into mid lane. I am disagreeing with this. He's just taking blue. I think he should just look to pressure bottom inhib right now, because they're on a timer. 5v5 grouping is still a very good option for ES, even though they're 4k gold behind. It's the best team fight they can hope for. Cleanse is not being used. Cleanse, that's the ult. Very low LWX, he used Cleanse now. Mordekaiser ulted. Who did he ult? Who is that? Nautilus. Okay, Wei gets an okay ult. LWX used Cleanse, was very patient with that. Boom, the Bazooka Joe from LWX. Knocks Kiana into the Death Realm. Well, it's kind of weird because in the past I used to say, oh, this guy got sent to the Death Realm, but now Mordekaiser has an ult that puts people in the Death Realm, so it makes very little sense. But you know what I meant. Kiana's dead. He died. So yeah, ES are just pressured on time because Fiora is pushing top. They're looking to create something, but maybe the better way to create something is just to look to get entry to Nash. But with the mid tower alive, it is quite difficult because the entry to Nash is so easy and straightforward. But after this is just honestly go next. Honestly go next. Fiora is 10 kills or what? 7 kills. Yeah, he is just in trouble. Oh, let's take a look at this. He has a looking to go. Best case now, this is engage. They should be more patient. FPX should be way more patient, wait for Khan to pressure Nexus. Instead they just get engaged on here and maybe they're giving ES a chance. Rylai's is popping, Crisp is getting baked. Okay. Khan, like him hitting the turret would have happened regardless of what is going on in mid lane. So if they just take a chill, give Khan all the space and time in the world, this is not going to be an issue. I like the fact that Khan is itemizing MR. He's prepared for the scenario where the enemy sends Cassio into him, and with this magic resistance he's going to win the matchup. He's also level 16, so this is very free. Like, this is a monster. Okay, okay. Not sure what's happening here. Wink gets kicked in half. Nautilus leads in 2v2 mid lane. Juicy stuff. Very juicy. Very, very good execution here. Very, very good execution of giving Khan as much space as possible, and then we had that team fight that just ended in a disaster because Khan just got too much gold. But I'm sure Kawashard is watching this and he's like, guys, look how much they're giving Fiora, look how much they're making her ahead. If I am playing Fiora and you guys do this to me, we can win every game. You know? Do you still think the Shy is the best top laner? The Shy is the best. MR is a must considering they have 3 AP? Not necessarily. Like, Fiora gets so much value out of buying AD, so in a lot of cases you buy AD, but here, buying MR makes him win the matchup against Cassio, that's what's important. If it was like a Xerath, he didn't need to buy MR, he just didn't need to. Because Mordecai is so freaking far behind now. He counts Leona as an AP because Leona forces people to buy Mercury. Leona is AP. Are you still the coach of Vitality? No, I'm not. Okay, Khan. What you gonna do, Khan? Save W for late game, Khan? Okay. Okay, Khan. Throwing the game a little bit. But FPX are pushing bot. Looking for opening the base. It's good. Okay, we lost kind of our track a bit about what's going on. But the continuation for FPX is just to send Khan into both, threaten Nexus, and just stay around Natch for the rest of the FPX. Doinby could also look to be in bottom together with Fiora and just look to dive together with Khan. Khan is looking to clear wards, but I think you should just walk up and pressure with every single wave. Look to clear everything and then just park FPX, the rest of FPX at Nash. And then the moment they go for Khan, let Khan base, play around a little bit, you know, make a fool out of the enemy, and then just take free Nash. This is an impossible situation for ES. There's just no decision that's good for them, and you need to hope for a mistake. Hope for a mistake. Lord Jesus, give me a mistake. Leona getting engaged on. Is this the mistake we've been looking for? Lee is kicking and running and kiting. Tian still has GA, so it's fine. Leona's dead. Good MF ult, but Khan is just clearing creeps, focusing on the creeps instead of fighting. All good. We like it. No problem. Cassiopeia has no ult. Oh, this is so messy, man. This is so messy. This could have been so much cleaner for FPX. They have no reason to rush. They engage on Leona, use Nautilus ult, and they could have easily taken 3 inhibitors here and be done with it. But they're giving ES a lot of breathing room here, and still in team fights, there is a lot of options for them to win. Especially now, if Cassio gets enough gold to buy a Void Staff, all of a sudden team fights are going to be very difficult because Cassio is so good against Fiora, anything with a lot of dashes. ES are chasing Doinby now. Doesn't work. TP in top. Khan is going for triple inhib. He gets 1. Holy, the music is perfect. Okay. If Khan dies here, then maybe it's Nash for ES. And that would be amazing considering their position here on the map. Can you get away, Khan? No. Can ES get Nash? That's the goal here. They just need to look to force that Nash. Look to force that Nash and just farm up those super creeps and reach the point where you get a freaking Void Staff. And then wait 4 minutes for that Dragon Soul, and then all of a sudden you're in the driver's seat. Ocean Soul is crazy, guys. Ooh! Yes! Yes! Punishing Fiora. Looking for that Baron. Hoping for those mistakes. Those mistakes happened. Jesus. That's the Nasher. And then the Drake is up in 4 minutes, guys. And then they will have triple Ocean, Ocean Soul, and that is nuts. That is just nuts. But still, 3 open inhibs. Maybe there is room for some Fiora magic, but she doesn't have TP for another 4 minutes. 4 minutes 30, something like this. 4 minutes 30, yes. That's that is nutty. That is nutty. Attack speed item bought now for Fiora. This lethality, I don't know the name of it. But yes, can 2-0 FPX right here. They can definitely 2-0. All of a sudden, the odds of winning this game has shifted immensely. Because FPX just engaged when they didn't need to. They engaged when they didn't need to. It was terrible. 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 Not good. Not good. And now, yes, are pressuring. Yes, are pressuring. Fiora in a position where she needs to team fight. Terrible. Terrible. She doesn't want to. Khan looking for Xiaobai. Xiaobai. Oh, Xiaobai. What are you doing, Xiaobai? You're making this difficult, Xiaobai. Xiaobai. Okay. This was the ES2 to base. They're not looking to pressure. Looking for that Ocean Soul, and then their team fight presence is going to be stronger and stronger. These triple inhibitors will forever be an issue. Sanguine Blade, that's the one, Slim Shady. Sanguine Blade indeed. I think Ocean Soul is by far the most OP one. It is quite nasty. And we're just looking for Void now. Looking for a Void Staff here for Casio. And team fighting should be easy for ES. QSS finished on Aphelios. Still can't count out this champion because there are some interactions and some moments where Aphelios can definitely pop off. And you know, we lost track there, and we were talking about the mistakes that FPX needed to do in order for ES to get a chance, and that was just over force when they didn't need to force because ES were the ones that needed to force. And Doinby just kept engaging when it wasn't necessary. For some reason I can't donate. What's the problem, brother? You can't donate money? That's bad. Let me check. I was such a fucking dickhead. Donation button. What's wrong with it? What's wrong? For me it works. It won't transfer? I don't know how to help you, man. I am not MasterCard. You do you, man. Maybe you can give away 10 subs, maybe that's an easier way. It's cheaper as well. You can give away 10 subs. I get a lot less money, I think I get like half. Nevertheless, we continue. So finally the Void Staff is finished now for Casio. Team fighting definitely strong in favor of ES. Fiora team fighting is not as strong. Ooh, we have something juicy starting here. Good Brom, but this means the next fucking ult is going to be massive. Khan on the back line. If they fight Khan here and kill Khan, it's going to be good. Kiana going a bit too far, Monster MF ult. Stopwatch. Khan is very... No! Oh, they just scooped them up. Jesus. Okay, okay, let's take this slow. Let's take this slow. Let's take this slow. So here, Crisp being very premature with his Braum E. And LWX, I don't know what he's looking for here. He's looking to ult and find some big ult combination, putting himself in danger. The fight starts with the Leona ultimate. Cleanse is available and ready. Cleanse is being used. Braum jumps in to block the Leona E. But now Braum is in trouble. Braum E needs to be used for the Misfortune ult. Needs to be used for the Misfortune ult. And then now, Sanguine Blade. Oh my goodness. Hey, we love you, don't change. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's kind of nice. Thank you, Krzyżu. Dziękuję bardzo. Dzięki. Okay, so the Leona E actually lands anyway on our boy here. So Braum walks up because honestly the fight starts so bad. LWX gets caught, and usually you want to save the Braum E for the Misfortune ult. That's why it's a counter, right? Braum E doesn't work on MF ult. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So here's the E. And honestly, the Cannon ult is quite nasty here as well. You can see the ult lands on 2 people there. Doinby gets saved because he has Banshee, I believe. He doesn't have Banshee. I'm just smoking good kush. So here you can see the Cannon ult. Boom, Cannon ult lands on 2 people, and already the cleanse has been used. So you see LWX here getting caught up. Braum getting caught up. Then we see Fiora sneaking in here from the back, trying to find access to Wing, because he knows if Wing gets the ult here for free, then it's going to be a disaster. Braum ult is about to run out. Doinby still has Nautilus ult, that is the tool here, and also Braum ult to cancel the Misfortune ult. That is the main thing to highlight here. But Cassie right now is doing a lot of damage on all of these people here. So this is pretty huge here. Very, very big. Very, very good teamfight position, because the question is how much can Fiora do, but with Sanguine Blade and itemizing magic resistance, she's not going to one-shot anyone. You can see she's diving in here, but Misfortune does indeed have a GA, so she has some armor. She's trying to dash around, but the stun lands. Leona Q onto her. Khan doesn't W it. You can see here, if he Ws the Leona W, I mean the Q flash here of Leona, we see it. It can be dangerous, and this is where Fiora loses so much HP. Potentially, if Khan W's that one, which is very difficult to do, right? Flash Leona Q is very, very quick. It is very difficult. And the rest of FPX is just backing off because Wei is looking to pressure LWX, and Tian and Crisp are saving him from danger. Mordekaiser is fighting Nautilus, it seems, in his ultimate. Which is a wise choice, right? It's just deny that CC and get into the fray with Nautilus. You're going to win that probably because of Conqueror. And that's it. We continue now a little bit slowly. Khan now Wing, getting out, but that's the MF ult we've been waiting for. Crying still surviving with solo HP, and then the auto from LWX kills him. And then afterwards here, there's no reason to chase into this because you really can't find access. And then the glove of God, the hand of God just comes in there and grabs Crisp and LWX, and it's just a monstrous team fight, honestly. Very, very nice. Khan looking to go for Nexus. Khan looking to use the buff. He's killing these inhibitors very, very fast, and this is still a big deal. Maybe he's gonna get 3. He's gonna get motherfucking 3. 3 inhibitors. 3 inhibs. It's a big deal. It's a super big deal. Khan should maybe even die for this. Should you want to die for this? Want to die for this, boy? No? Honestly, 3 inhibitors. Maybe worth it to die. Then put the ward down. I won't need to see what trinket Khan has, because honestly, maybe there's some backdoor action that can happen. But if you take 3 inhibitors down, maybe Cassio and MF can just farm to full items. Okay, top inhibitor respawned. Nautilus is bottom with TP. Best thing ES can do is just to look for opportunities where they group as 5, because 5v5 team fights are heavily in their favor. And this is just a highlight of a game where split pushing just isn't good enough. But to be fair, FPX made a lot of mistakes. ES also made a lot of his mistakes to put Fiora in that position where she was super far ahead. Okay. Okay, how will this end? How will this end? Jesus, what a freaking game. Khan pushing bottom, 2 super creeps here. Wei is in position to find the flank. Fiora split it deep here. Out of position, crying. Leona is here too. Alright, Fiora can 1v2 this very easily, it's no problem. Fiora doesn't take damage from these two guys. It's a jungler. It's a jungler and a support. They are taking a very bad fight here because they're fighting without reason, and Doinbi is zoning. Look at Doinbi zoning, saving Khan from danger while Khan gets a kill. Doinbi is monster tanky now. 200 armor, 200 MR, he will not die. He's very tanky, and that's a good zoning. Khan gets to isolate the target and kill. Right now, Xiaobai is gonna die too, and this is the ending. FPX actually managed to clinch the game because ES were very impatient, tried to kill Khan for the 4th time this game, and it didn't work. It didn't work. TP on the super creep. Let's see now. Crying and Wink. They are very strong. Maybe they can do something juicy here. Hide behind the turret to make sure Doinbi doesn't get any Qs off. Super creeps are coming. Top inhib is up. FPX are not taking top inhib. They're looking to end here. There's nothing else to do here. They just want to end. Doinbi gets the Q. Oh. That's why people hate Nautilus and then Tian. Juicy kick. Look at that. Juicy kick. All right. Very nice. Exciting game. So you can see clearly FPX sometimes play very, they do a lot of good things in terms of macro. Sometimes they get caught. Yeah, they get caught. And you saw there, Fiora died a couple of times for no good reason. But all is good. They managed to clinch it. Yes. It sounds like I'm saying yes, like I'm freaking Borat or something. E-Star tried to find Fiora there with Leona and Kiana, but we saw Fiora was taking no damage. It was a disaster. So, alright. That was a fun game. Let's do the short review now, just to summarize the game.